Hey Virgo, it's Minjara. Thank you so much for joining me here for your full moon reading for July 2020. It's a general reading, so it won't resonate with everyone, but if it does hit home for you, please leave a comment because I really love to hear from you guys. So, the overall energy here, agape, I feel like you might be turning your energy inward, focusing on yourself, focusing on things that are important to you and of value. I think you might be realizing what's important to you and maybe making changes in that regard to kind of resurrect an aspect of yourself or resurrect things in your life that are important to you that may have gone by the way. I feel like you might be in quite a difficult situation. You might have had a self-realization that's brought up a whole heap of issues that you're now addressing, and it looks like a bit of a tough road ahead, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. So we'll walk through this and find what message and advice is in this for you. This is a really strong message. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but I'm going to run with it because it feels to me that you may have fallen into a difficult situation. You might have succumbed to addictions. I feel like we're talking about addictions here. It might be a toxic relationship. It might be just a situation that you have become bound to. In a way, the devil at the center of your spread tells me that you've not been in a great situation, and you may have realized that this is preventing you from achieving the things that you want. It's really whatever this situation, relationship, or like I said, possibly an addiction. That feels quite strong for me. Whatever has kind of got you trapped and taken over your life in a way, you've realized that it is preventing you from getting the outcome and results that you want in your life. And I feel like you might have decided to take steps towards freeing yourself from that, releasing yourself from this situation, releasing that person or bad habit, whatever it is that has had you bound. I feel like you've realized and decided to take steps towards moving away from that. There's a sense that you might have kind of gone down the wrong path with this person or in this situation, and you may have lost sight of yourself or lost sight of what's important to you and the things that you wanted, but that there's been a realization. It's like you've kind of come to see or remember what it is that you really wanted, and how this situation has been preventing you from, like I said, achieving what you want or getting the things that you want. It's been keeping you from what's important to you. And I see that there might be, like I said, a long road ahead of you. I'm not going to lie, it looks like it's going to be tough for you to get out of this situation. There's work to be done, but you're moving from the Four of Wands, which I feel is this path that you've been on, and almost a structure that you've set up in your life that you've maybe now feel trapped in. You're moving to the Five of Wands. But within that is some work and maybe some conflict and a little bit of struggle in making the progress out of that situation and moving forward. You're presenting here as Eight of Cups, that it does require you walking away from something. I feel like there's someone or something that you have to turn your back on, and I think this might be difficult for you. Again, it feels like possibly an addiction. The Empress here is drawing you back in, but you have realized that you need to turn your back on this situation in order to move forward in your life and redeem or resurrect the dream or the vision that you have for yourself. And there is a new beginning here. This is external to you. There is a new beginning, and what it requires is just really remembering, focusing back in on that vision that you had for yourself, that goal or dream, that you had for yourself. It's still there waiting for you. And you just need to focus back in. But I feel like you already are at the point where you're remembering, and that's what's made you realize that you haven't been on the right path. And you are realizing now what is going to be required in order to move out of that situation and towards a better situation for yourself. And unfortunately, that does mean, well, I say unfortunately, turning your back on something and walking away. But that may be difficult for you. But ultimately, it's going to free you from this situation and take you to a much better place. And this dream or vision that you had for yourself, it's like it's been waiting there the entire time. It really can be resurrected. All is not lost. It hasn't been a waste of time. It's not like you've thrown everything away or completely lost yourself, because that passion is still burning in you, and that desire and the willpower to have it's not gone anywhere. It's like this King of Wands has been standing there, leaving this seat empty for you the entire time. And it is possible just to turn things around and really, get back on track, so to speak. But it's not going to be without its losses and regrets and disappointments. And Five of Cups says that what is required here is doing away with that situation that hasn't been serving you, and remembering that they're still in the Five Cups. There's still two standing, and they're there, like I said, it's just waiting for you. It's going to take a little bit of time within yourself. The message here, the advice is to take some time out. Withdraw into yourself, and again, that agape energy that felt like really just turning inward, doing a bit of soul searching, and just finding what it is that drives you, finding that light and letting that guide you out of this, getting inspired by this, motivated, whatever it is that you need to move forward. You need to take this time out to focus on those things that are important to you, what you value, what you want for yourself, and use that as your guiding light to move on out of it and, get back on track again. So, Virgo, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you again so much for joining me, and feel free to comment because, as always, love hearing from you guys.